Freddie, you've talked about how Manny has sometimes gotten away from the game plan when he's gotten in the ring, whether it's because Marquez forced him to do it or because for whatever other reason. Have you addressed that issue that he sort of abandons what you've gone into training camp with?
You know, he's always worried about Manny moving in the right hand, and we threw everything out the window, just make Manny in bad shape. We identified what we do best at, and that's what we're doing in the gym. And we're not working on that now. Manny just to fight his fight.
Freddie, what can Juan do any differently than he already has? He's already put on the weight. You believe that Juan has gotten slower because he's gotten bigger. Is there anything more you think he can bring to the table?
He's a very good fighter, and I think Manny's a lot better this fight than he was in the third fight. I don't think he's really seen the best Manny yet. I thought Manny would, in the third fight, would be the Manny that he got his shoes in both hands and so forth. But that fight, we had some distraction before the fight, and his mind wasn't there. So this fight, I feel that he's going to see the best Manny, and I think the best Manny is going to be way too much for him.
How much has the loss to Bradley emboldened him in your mind to really get back here in the place that he lost and get back in the league?
Well, it was an unusual case there because we don't feel like we lost that fight, so we don't dwell on it. And the thing is, Manny accepts defeat. He's winners and losers in fights, and at that time they had us losing, but we got to get back on the winning track. And the thing is, I told Manny not to be so compassionate with these fighters. If you hurt them, finish them. And I think that's what he showed me in training camp, is that he still has that in him, and he can still do it. And we've had a great training camp so far.
Who was he knocked down?
Have you seen in the video from the last fight mistakes that you made that you specifically can't correct in this fight?
Yeah, I reviewed the fight we had, and I correct some movements and some strategies.
What do you think? How did you rate yourself in that fight compared to the 3 fights you had against him? Where did that one rank in the third fight in terms of your performance?
This fight.
Of the 3 fights with Marquez, where does the third one rank in your mind? How you did?
This one is different because I reviewed all the last 3 fights that we had. I make changes a little bit in my style and focus on more aggressiveness and develop the strength.
But in the third fight, was that your best fight of the 3 with him, or was it the second fight or the first fight?
I think the first fight.
First fight was your best performance.
Sorry, what's your affiliation over there?
Kevin, was the first 3 fights being so close? Do you worry that the judges this time might almost feel sorry for Marquez and give it to him if it's close again?
You know, I have no doubt about the judges and the officials, and I have trust with them. And, just live with them.
Freddie, what was the name of the guy that he knocked out in training camp?
He knocked down the Roman brothers, and there's one guy from Sweden. I don't know his name. He came in, he flew in to spar, so we let him spar.
4 guys?
He didn't show up the next day.
4 guys he knocked down?
No,
2 guys.
He knocked down 1 guy twice, 3 guys.
Manny, do you ever think of what your career might have been like if you would have lost maybe the first fight, lost that decision? Would you have gotten the big fights that you got if you would have lost the fights with Marquez? You never thought of that, how your career might have gone if you would have lost?
If I lost, I don't know, still fighting.
Manny, people, when you say Ali, people think Frazier. When you say Frazier, people think Ali. Is this the way you and Juan are going to go through life after you both stop fighting?
When we say Manny, we think Marquez and Marquez.
Yeah. You think that's the way it'll be?
I don't know. I don't know what the people think.
Well, you said in your last blog that Juan doesn't define you, and then you named a list of guys that you've beaten: Morales, Cotto, all the other guys that you've beaten. So you feel like your career, regardless of what happens here, isn't defined by him. Is that accurate? Or?
Regardless of what happened this fight, but I'm always staying positive. What I have done in boxing, I think we will never forget. I mean, I did a lot of boxing, and I'm already satisfied with that. But what I'm trying to do is to maintain that excitement fight, giving to the people.
At all concerned, obviously the end of your career is near. What the future of boxing is, given, you've done for boxing similar to what, Oscar De La Hoya did, and, Muhammad Ali, in terms of being the Mike Tyson, being the big draw. There doesn't seem to be a young guy behind you that can be the kind of draw that you and Floyd Mayweather are. Are you concerned about that when you are done, that there's no Manny Pacquiao coming up?
Right now, I'm hoping and praying that there's another Manny Pacquiao from the Philippines after me.
Have you seen anybody that would give you a hint that he might be?
We're still looking.
I'm looking for that. Because it's really hard. Being a fighter, if you need a big heart. You need dedicated to your job, train hard, sacrifice yourself. You're willing to do everything in training, to fight, to fight in the ring like there's no tomorrow.
Two of the judges that are going to be for this fight scored the Cotto fight in Cotto's, basically his home base, Madison Square Garden, widely in favor of Austin Trout. Adelaide Bird had it 119-109 for Trout, and Steve Weisfeld had it 117-111 for Trout. What is your perspective on the fact that they scored it so widely against the hometown guy? Is that good? Is that bad? What do you think about that?
I had Trout win the fight the same way, so I thought it was a good score. But I think they're professional.
We respect what they're doing, and we know we believe that they're a good judge. They know what they're doing. We always respect what their decisions are.
So when you heard those scores, did you say they're excellent judges, no problem, or were you concerned that, like Freddie has said, you're already down because,
I think they already punished Citizen Grand.
Did you watch the fight Saturday? Did you watch Cotto's fight?
Yeah.
Did you think he won?
Huh?
Did you think Cotto won?
No, for me, he lost the fight.
Was he the same Cotto? I mean, he's obviously, it's 3 years later. How much, I don't know, deterioration? What did you see in him that was
For me,
different?
I see Cotto is just different than before when we had fight. Even before our fight. This time is a little bit slow, and the punch is not really hard.
Do you think you beat the fight out of him then? Do you think in your fight they took a lot out of him?
I don't know. It's hard to say.
If he asked you, if he happened to ask you and said, if he
But
asked you,
I tell you, I want, I'm cheering for Cotto on that fight. Because and just to be honest, I'm cheering for Cotto on that fight, but I see him.
he should retire.
He lost the fight. Yeah.
Think he should retire? Based on what you saw, if that was you, would you?
It's still fight, I think.